listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk, only on Paranormal Experienced Radio, broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Thank you for listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. The time is 45 minutes after the hour. And we are back. And I have to tell you that I am so impressed with Ronnie. We were talking during the break about some of the things that they're doing for the area. And I want to bring those out. And Ronnie, I know that you really probably are not that comfortable with that, and we won't do anything that you don't want to, but I wanted to start by saying that the reason that this was at an IRS auction is because it was gross negligence. There were things that had not been taken care of. There was criminality, I think, involved with some of that. And I'm not entirely certain. I'm not going to say that there were laws broken, but there had to be something because the taxes weren't paid. And the fact that you came in and were able to do this, and then you're giving back to the community, is just a beautiful thing. And thank you.
Well, you're welcome. But I can't take all the credit for it. It's like I said, it's my team, and it is definitely the city. But yeah, I think the building was really close to the wrecking ball. And the stuff that you talked about is true. You know, I don't know about the criminality of the old owners, but unfortunately paying taxes is, that is a public, you know, you can find that publicly. And the old owner was millions upon millions of dollars in debt to the IRS. And, you know, the IRS did step in and they seized the building from the old owner. And it's unfortunate on one hand that, you know, that the building just wasn't cared for all along, but it's very fortunate because it gave me the opportunity to become part of South Pittsburg. It gave me and my team the opportunity to all sit down and come up with a vision of what we want the building to look like and what we want it to do for the city of South Pittsburg. You know, there were some issues that old ownership didn't do. You know, they didn't pay their property taxes on the hospital. They didn't pay sales tax on the hospital. You know, and one of the things that's very important, and we all know this, is our children go to school. We need roads. We need infrastructure. We need all of that stuff. And cities get that by charging taxes, unfortunately. And when you have a big building like this that was being utilized as much as it was, and, you know, old management ownership wasn't giving back to the city, you know, that really hurt the city. And one of the things that I had talked to, you know, the city commissioners about and the mayor about is that I have been a business owner for 31 years, so I do know about taxes and I do know all about that other good stuff. And I made a very big commitment to the city of South Pittsburg that when we do have, you know, ghost hunts here and we have tour companies come in and we do the events that we have scheduled for the next couple of years, that the city is going to get their tax revenue that they deserve. Because, you know, Chief Jordan, you know, they do need new squad cars. They need more police force. They need better roads. They need schools that, you know, that can support their football teams. And being a business owner in South Pittsburg, that's very important to me. It's very important that, you know, that when there's a pothole out there, that South Pittsburg has the funding to do that. And the way they can get that is through buildings, is through property tax, and is through, you know, sales tax and that kind of stuff. So that was my commitment to, you know, the city to make sure that we are paying our fair share. But the other thing too, like I said, is we want to give back to the community. You know, we have one of the largest structures in South Pittsburg here, being the hospital. And,
it's what, 68,000 square feet?
Here, 68,000 square feet. And, you know, I believe, and my numbers may be right, at one time I think it was 128 beds, I think is what the hospital had in it. And I could be way off, I don't know, but I thought I read that somewhere. But the thing is that, yeah, so we do have one of the largest structures in South Pittsburg. And Renee and I were actually in the parking lot today, and we kind of walked across the street because we noticed some activity going on across the street that we were kind of questioning. And for the first time, I actually, from my own parking lot, I turned around and I looked at the hospital, and it's been a dreary, overcast, just kind of a yucky day. Anybody here in Tennessee knows that. But I looked at the building, and it's just so beautiful. I mean, you look at the mountains in the background and the trees, and it just stands out as part of South Pittsburg. And one of the things that we want to do this summer is we're landscaping. Renee's really excited because I gave her free rein to plant flowers and bushes and trees. And we want the city of South Pittsburg to walk down the sidewalk and look at the building and go, wow. We don't want it to look like it's a decaying, old 1959 built building that hasn't been touched in the last 15 years. We want the city to be proud of us. We want the city to be proud of paranormal investigating. We want the city to be part of everything we do here so that it's not an eyesore, so that when people drive by, it's not this ugly building that's falling apart that looks like it hasn't been touched in many, many years. We want people to drive by and go, yeah, that's the former, South Pittsburg Hospital. And that's what we're striving to do, so that it does become, part of the city again, and something that people, across the nation go, yeah, South Pittsburg Hospital, it's so pretty. We need to go do an investigation there. That's what we want, and that's what we're striving to do. And, that's one of the reasons why I bought the building, because there was a time back in January, actually before the building was foreclosed on, that I actually got wind of what was going on. I actually knew that the building was actually going to be foreclosed on long before pretty much anybody else did. But so I actually had meetings with the city, many, many meetings, probably about 100 hours worth, where we sat down and, I told them what my vision was. I told them the direction we wanted to go. And there was a lot of skepticism from them. And you know what? And I don't blame them, because the building hasn't paid its fair share of anything in the last 15 years. And so that skepticism from them was, they had reason to believe that.
Absolutely.
I think the more that we sat down and we talked to them, and I told them of the visions that we had and the support, one of the things I did do is that I brought in, one of the days I had a meeting with them, and I brought in Facebook, and I showed them all of the positive remarks that are nationwide. We have people come from Maine and from, the UK and all over the country, and if not the world, who come in to be here. And like I was trying to explain to them is that, South Pittsburg, it's on the map, and we want it to be a good viewing on the map. Not we flew all the way from the UK to South Pittsburg and we couldn't spend any more than an hour and a half in the building because our lungs were full of, yuck. We want people to come from wherever they come from and be, South Pittsburg. And we want them to book another date before they leave, because they're so excited and so happy about their investigation that they're booking for their next time already. And when I talked to the city of South Pittsburg and the commissioners and the building developers and all that other stuff, they kind of bought into what we were selling them. And, anybody who knows me knows that I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a very emotional person. I mean, when I bought the building, I stood in the parking lot crying. I was out there literally in tears. And Michelle Hatfield had her hand on my shoulder, and she's like, "You did it. You actually did it." And I said, "Yeah, I did do it." And, there were tears running down my eyes, and it was an overwhelming feeling of just, I don't know what I don't know, but just that we did it, that we saved something, and that now we have this building that we can just share with so many different people. And, like I said, it's going to be part of the paranormal world for a long time to come, hopefully. And, we're excited to move into the future with that.
I think that is just the bomb. And I can't even imagine how it felt to be able to actually say, you know what? I saved this piece of history. Because that's what that is. History is eradicated all the time. Because of progress, in the name of progress. That was one of the things I think, like I said, that when I stood out there and, because
everybody knows me. I'm not really good at keeping secrets. And I know Renee is listening right now and laughing and going, I know. I'm not really good at keeping secrets. And like I said, I knew about this for a very long period of time. And I kind of put some feelers out there on Facebook to see what people thought of it. And, and everybody's like, oh, it'll never happen, this, that, whatever. And I was like, okay. And I did start kind of doubting it. And there was some questioning in my mind and in my head and am I doing the right thing and all that other stuff. And then when that day came, when I met with the IRS agent, we were in the back there and Renee showed up and a couple other people showed up and I handed her a big old check. It kind of touched home and it was kind of like, wow, we did it. And I do mean we, because I can't do this alone. I've got a really good team and we did it. And it's so rewarding. It really is. And like you said, it's rewarding that we saved such a big piece of history for Marion County. And then even for all of us paranormal investigators out there that enjoy coming to the building, we saved this building for you guys because, the paranormal investigators are generally the ones who are bringing the revenue in so that we can do what we're doing with the building. And, we're definitely not going to get rich, doing this. And this is all for the building. This is, this isn't for anybody but for the building and for, everywhere else. And, like I said, I own other businesses, so this isn't what my living is. This was for a building. This was for a cause. This was for something bigger than me and bigger than, everybody else. This was a combined, effort that we wanted to accomplish and we did it. And, I stand back and, after a hard day's work with the volunteers and I and Renee and everybody, and it makes me feel really proud and excited that we accomplished. We're accomplishing it. We're not accomplished yet because we got a long ways to go. But every day is a step closer. And like I said, it gives a lot of us a lot of new life in our own lives, and it's just neat. It's just a really neat feeling. And I do, now that I'm a building owner, I do talk to some of the other building owners, and I don't think there's anybody out there who's, and I'm generalizing this because there are, but I don't think there's a lot of people who have the passion that I and my team do for this building that they have in the other buildings. And I think once you listen to me and my team and you guys all meet us, I think you're going to really feel that passion come out. Because we're very passionate about this building and it shows. It shows in everybody who comes here and everybody
Yes.
who works here and everybody who does that. So it's really kind of a huge accomplishment for all of us.
Well, I will tell you that has been one of my main disappointments about my leg. It's that I so want to be there. And, I respected when I was coming home from events, your request not to just drop in. So I would drive by it and think, oh, I should really so be there. But, and we are fixing to go to our top of the hour news break, but in chat,
so I will tell you,
twin number 2 said
break,
hi.
I do have a wheelchair upstairs, so you're more than welcome.
I would have
I've
to
got a
get
wheelchair.
to. Actually, I'm on a walker now, dude. I am getting there. I am so close.
Because you know
I
what?
can taste it.
Paint rollers aren't very heavy, and we got a lot